This video is about the Oculus Quest 3S. This is not going to be a tutorial. I'm going to show you how the headset works, how to get into it, how to set it up originally, choose an environment, navigate through that environment, use your controllers to navigate through that environment, and then start to have fun. So like I said, this is not a tutorial. This is just an orientation video to make sure that you have a good start before you try to get into the really advanced stuff of all the deep settings and doing things in games. So let's look at the headset and the controllers. I'm going to be working on the Quest 3S headset. This is your Quest 3 headset. However, you notice this part right here? I added that on because the headset comes with a strap, and it straps over the top. I didn't find that very comfortable, so I put this on, and I like to be able to tighten it and loosen it to whatever works for me that day. On the front, you've got lenses for the cameras. On the side, this is where you plug it in to charge it up. This is your on-off switch. That's just another camera right there. On this side, underneath, you have what's called the pass-through button. This is your volume control button for the headset. Now, pass-through, we'll get into that in depth. Even though this is not a tutorial, this is just an orientation for you. And then inside, you have the two lenses. Now you want to be looking as close to straight through the center of those lenses as you can. There are 3 settings inside where you can shift the lenses left and right. You can also set the lenses to in between those 3 center detents, or whatever they call them, indexes. But that just takes a little bit of fudging. Do what's best for you. But that's your headset. That's what I'm going to be working with today. These are your controllers. And you see each controller has a finger trigger, and it has another finger trigger on the inside. You'll use those a lot. These are for when you're using the mouse, so to speak, to select things and trigger things. On the top of your right hand, you notice some buttons. This one will be very important. You notice it has the meta. I'm trying to get the meta. The meta button, yeah. That brings up a lot of menus when you're in your environment that you've selected. It has an A and a B button. Those are programmable in your games. And it has a joystick right here, what I call a joystick, that can go left, right, up, and down, and that's how you navigate in some of the environments. Your left one has the same thing with the triggers. Forefinger, middle finger trigger. On the top, you've got the joystick, left and right, up, down, and the X and Y buttons, which are programmable in other games. And another menu button, okay? That will come up very important in some of the different games you do to get out of them and bring up different menus. So this is what we have, okay? And your joysticks, as I call them, are used for navigating around in your environment. Some environments give you more flexibility to move around, and some don't give you any. So what we're going to do now is go inside. All right, we're inside. You might end up in an environment like this after you set up your Wi-Fi and your email. So you're in here and you're wondering, where the hell am I? And what's going on here? How do I get anything? On your handset, your controller, the little meta button that's cleverly hidden right there, push it. That brings up your dock. Now, with both of these trigger fingers, you can control the dock. Bring it up to you, push it back, move it around this way. Okay, both fingers will do the same thing. So I'm going to leave these right here and go over this. This is your quick settings menu. What time it? That's my avatar. Battery power, notifications, pass through. We'll go over that. Horizon feed. Okay, yeah, they want to sell you everything. People, you can contact people, game with them, use the camera in the headset to record, bring up a browser, your extended settings, and remote desktop, Guardian, yep, and your library for all your applications. So what I'm going to do first is go to quick settings, bring these down here. You see right here, 93% left on your headset, 70 on left, 60 on right, what the date is, we're recording, yeah, permissions. I'm on my Wi-Fi of Warp 5. Always use 5 gig if you have it. If you have 6 gig and your headset will do it. The faster the Wi-Fi, the better. I have no Bluetooth devices connected. Pass through, we'll go through that. This is telling me I'm casting. Black box is my computer that I'm linked to. You can see what all this is. Boundary, well, I'm going to redraw the boundary. No, I don't want that. Now, when you have this, draw room scale boundary, okay, don't click on that. Okay, now you can take your controller and that's your boundary. And you click confirm. There we are. All right. I have a new boundary. And if I try to leave that boundary, you just saw that, it shows up and it says red. No, you're out of your boundary. Okay. Go back in. Okay. Now, this pass through, this is good for you a lot of the time. It puts you here. Now you know where you're at, and you can reorient yourself, reset the view. But that comes in very handy sometimes. When you come out of your original setup for your headset, you might end up in an environment like this. This is Meta Worlds right here. I don't know who lives over there, but nice place. Looks like a town. Anyway, this place reminds me or makes me think of Las Vegas in the 25th century. All kinds of stuff going on. We've got searchlights over there. We've got fireworks going on over here. Oxygen going up because the building is covered with plants. And we've got a building over here that separates into 4 pieces, which is pretty amazing. But if you end up in a place like this, or someplace where you are not familiar, look at your controller, your meta menu button right there underneath your thumb. Push that. That brings up what I call your dock. This has several different things on it. You've got me, that's my avatar, what time it is, quick settings,
battery power, notifications, pass-through, which is a very fun thing. Pass-through lets you see where you are in real time. This is my basement. It's all set up to do these recordings. We'll go back to virtual reality here. And you see we're in an environment that has a lot of water, a lot of different things going on. And I'm turning my body to see all these things. But there are ways to maneuver in this environment so you don't have to walk around. And that is your joystick on the right and on the left. It's the thumb joystick right there. If you don't want to be pointing at a menu when you use the joystick, but if you point it to the side and just give it one little bump to the right, another bump to the right, another bump to the right, you keep bumping to the right, it takes you around and you can see a large floating blobby thing over the waterfall over there. I have no idea what that is. And you can do that on both joysticks. Just bump to the left, bump to the left, bump to the right, bump to the right, and it takes you around. There's another way to navigate. It's called teleporting. If you look at your joysticks, if you push your joystick forward and you see a white line with a circle, that means you can go there. If you see a red line, you can't go there. So there are places I can go here. Now I'm over there. Now I'm there. And I'm going to get rid of my menu here just by pushing the meta button. And you can go all these different places and just bump around. But the bad part is you can't interact with anything here. It's all virtual. You can't see anything. And I would not go down in there right now. That looks like a jungle. I don't want to go there. But this is how you navigate around. And I can teleport over there. Just made it. Can I go there? No, I can't go there. I can go there. And then bump around, bump around. But this is how you navigate. I cannot go down there. I can go over here. Great fireplace. I just can't go down there and interact with it. So I'm going to go back over here. Push my meta button. That gives me my dock, as I call it. And it has several things. Horizon feed, Horizon store, of course, people you can contact, what the camera settings in your headset do. It brings up a browser. And you can go to all, now, if you want to lower this, you can just click and lower, and it brings it down. And you can go to all these different things right here. VR chat, Netflix, just all kinds of different stuff, if you want to. Close it out. This is my Steam Link. I do not get any kickbacks from them, so I'm not going to talk about them a lot. This is your other settings menu, which brings up a lot more. And in general, what I want to show you mostly is software update. You always want to be on the latest version of the latest software. Otherwise, things could happen. Another thing I want to show you is your environment setup. There are these things called interactive objects. We don't see them right now anywhere around here because I have them turned off. Interactive objects are your portal to Meta Horizon Worlds. I'm going to turn that on, and it just popped up over there. First Encounters. I'm going to turn that on, and that's that guy over there. And your avatar mirror, which I find very useful. Now, where they put that one, oh, there we go. There's my avatar mirror. And I'm twisting my body to see that. But that's what I like to show people, first of all, I'll take this away, move this up here, because as I bump around, that's my avatar mirror. If I click on my profile, you can come up with this. You always have a profile in there. You can click on this, you edit your profile, you can edit your avatar. That's one way to do it. The other way, which I find a lot of fun, just teleport over there, and there's your avatar. Now you notice my hands are going because they have the controllers, and my headset is tracking the controllers. To get into your avatar editor quickly, point at it, click on it, and it brings up your avatar editor. There we go. And you see all these things over here on the left. Bodies, face, makeup, hair, earrings, nose piercing, just about anything you want. So if you go in here, and let's say shoes, most of them are free. You don't have to worry about paying for them. But there are some gold boots, 150 something. And most of them are free, I should say. So you go through here. And you find whatever you want that's available for your avatar. And then close out, and there you are. And look at my pants down there on the thighs. It looks like I need some new jeans. Come on, let's get going here. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here. Now I'm going to bump around, bump around, bump around, bump around, teleport to there, teleport to there, and we still have central or horizon central over here. You see the world behind the mirror? That's where it takes you. And that thing in the middle there actually rotates, and you can actually go up inside of it. But you do have to know how to navigate in there. But that's for another orientation video. This guy takes you into mixed reality. So it scans the room you are in, and then it brings in invaders. If you're a Star Trek fan, the early Star Trek with James Kirk, there was a show called The Trouble with Tribbles. Well, that's what these little furry things are, and they look like. And they come out of the walls, they cause cracks in the walls of your room, by the way, and they try to attack you. But you are given a couple little weapons that you can defeat them and send them on their way. But that's for another orientation video. Horizon Central is for another orientation video. So what I want to do now is I've shown you how to enjoy this environment. I've shown you how to get to your avatar. Now I'm going to show you how to get to your environment. If we go into General, we have, no, I don't want that one. Environment, that's what I want. Your environment setup, where we turned on the interactive objects. In your virtual environment, virtual, yes. We have all these environments. Right now, I'm in the Meta Horizon Terrace. All of these are free. Some of the real spectacular ones are Oceanarium, Crystal Atrium. This one that I like is Space. That's where we're at. And another one is Polar Village and Cascadia. You can see here it says install. So if you click on it, it will install it. And once it's installed, very quickly right there, you can apply it. I already have Oceanarium installed. So all I have to do is apply it, and it takes me to this world. And you go, wow, pretty cool. But why are there fish flying in my room, in my apartment? And you see this guy's here, and there's our horizon. And back there, you see a little vertical wall right there on the left-hand side of that room. I can show you that. You can teleport back here and then bump around and hey, there you are again. Okay. And the thing about these rooms is that you can't interact, sorry, Bush, you can't interact with anything here. There's nothing here. And you can't go out there. So you go, okay, that's pretty cool. But you could sit in here on a real chair and play games. And you can go out here, you can go out here, and you can go down there, and you can go down there and see all kinds of things. So you could actually put a chair in here and come in here and play games in here, and you get to see the floaty things there. And if I bump around, the glowing white bluish things, which are pretty cool. So I'm bumping around. Okay. Using my teleport function. And you can go out there. I'm going to turn around here. Here. And you see we have fish floating through our environment here. Okay. Yeah, you. I see you. No, you can't come over here. You got to go that way because air, water over there. Yeah. Tickle the fish? No, don't tickle the fish. Okay. And my floor is missing there. So you can tell I can't go there. But this is how you set up your environment. So what I've done today is, in this video, shown you how to work on your avatar, how to bring up your menus using this button. Let's go to quick settings, close that. I am casting right now. Once you've set up your Wi-Fi and you don't worry about casting right now. That's what I'm doing right now. Like I said, pass-through is very important. If you go to pass-through, I can see I'm not where I want to be. I want to be here. So now I'm bumping around to reorient myself. So now I'm facing forward in the room I am in. And I'm facing forward as the big blue whale goes over. And the big blue turtle flies by. Swims by? All right, fish. Just watch it. And I'm going to bump around just a little bit here. Go back just a little bit. Bump around. So the different environments can be a lot of fun. All you have to do is pick one that you like or visit them all. You can change them on a daily basis, whatever works for you. And that's all I'm going to show you today.